welcome to Active Citizens Parliament. Yes, so now good morning, afternoon, and evening, depending your time zone and where you're watching us from. Once again, we are here to discuss on the trending things in Nigeria. And of course, we are going to basically be talking more on the issues that brings about solution, not just about the rhetorics about all the kata-kata that happens in Nigeria, but we'll be bringing up solutions to these problems. But one of the things we'll be talking about is last night, massacre again in Plateau State, and other things that are happening directly even at the district of Yakubu Gowon's Domot itself. And then we'll be talking about His Excellency Peter Obi's botched visit to Benue State. Now the Benue State governor, Reverend Father Alia, has reacted. And what he is talking about is really not making any sense. And of course, is maybe to some people, but to me, it's not making any sense at all. We will get to that, but let's start with the issues at hand. What Peter Obi brought to the purview of the nation just yesterday. So he did a tweet on his X handle and said he wouldn't have spoken out ordinarily, but because of the issues and the unfolding events that is happening in Nigeria, that it demands that he start to speak out now about what happened about his botched trip to Benue State. Now, let's look at what Peter Obi said first before we go to what Reverend Father Alia, who happens to be the governor of Benue State, said. Now he said, on what transpired during my planned visit to Benue State, I am not entirely sure that the state governor, my dear younger brother, a reverend father I deeply respect, is aware of this situation. But obviously, the reverend father is aware because he has reacted today, and that is what we are going to bring. We are going to bring reaction of Nigerians and reaction coming from this governor. Now, if the news possibly reach him, I am compelled to use this available platform X to ensure my message is conveyed. He said, on Thursday, the 10th of April, I had planned to visit Plateau and Benue State, respectively. Plateau on Sunday, the 13th of April 2025, and Benue on Monday, the 14th of April 2025. He said, my trip included paying courtesy visit to the governor as well as visiting ID camps and schools of nursing in both states to give my support. Now, as in my practice, I reached out to the Plateau State government to inform them of my visit, which included spending the day with the victims at the IDP camp in Bokos. A visit I wholeheartedly embrace to extend my support and care and compassion to fellow Nigerians in need. And in his utmost hospitality, the Plateau State governor graciously permitted. In a similar vein, I tried repeatedly to contact the Benue State governor directly without success. I then successfully contacted his ADC, who told me that the governor was in a very important meeting and would call me before midnight on the same day. Unfortunately, I did not get that call until Sunday evening when he sent me a message stating he had not been able to reach his principal since the day I called. I was disturbed by how an ADC would not have been able to reach his principal for 3 days. However, because of my visit to the governor was just for courtesy and respect, I decided to proceed with my trip to the Makurdi. So earlier, as at today, 7 a.m., I left Jos, Plateau State. On reaching Akwanga at about 10, my security team stopped and stated they received a press statement, purportedly from Benue State government, that appeared designed to stop my trip. Curiously, while I was still talking with my security team on the issue, the governor's ADC sent the same statement directly to me. The letter refers exactly to my artillery, which I had earlier conveyed to the ADC directly, and to the security operatives in Benue through my own security. I am forced to remind them and all concerned that the purpose of this journey is to support good causes in areas of critical development: health, education, caring for our people in need. And this is what I have done in my private life for years before getting into politics. And even while in politics, I had continued to do so. Everyone knew then how I had to get permission from the then president, Goodluck Jonathan, that I needed to visit Haiti during the earthquake. I intended to visit a school being built by the bishop in Boko, a nursing school and IDP camps. Actions that reflect my genuine care for the welfare of our fellow citizens and my continuous show of love, care, and compassion to citizens who have been displaced. Well, may God help us as we build our nation and achieve a new Nigeria where we do not politicize everything, but allow citizens to exist, and we all should live for the common good for less privileged Nigerians and those in need. A new Nigeria is possible. Signed, Peter Obi. Well, my brothers and sisters, I don't hear them. Even if you be hater of Peter Obi for this one, I trust say you will agree with him on this. It is not about Peter Obi. It's about people who have conscience. Nigerians are starving. And aside from the starvation and the hardship that is happening in Nigeria, we also have security challenges that are very prevalent in Benue State and also in Plateau State. These are we have seen serious massacre in these two states where Peter Obi is said to be visiting. Well, let me tell you guys my own take. My reaction to this is actually that it is absolutely disgraceful and nothing short of evil for that Reverend Father to do this. I mean, it's even disgraceful to hear his name as a Reverend Father. It does not matter what his intentions are because they are political. What kind of people turns away those who are trying to help its most vulnerable, if not the wicked? I am reading this of Peter Obi with a sickening feeling in my stomach. A man sets out respectfully with every due protocol to visit an IDP camps, schools, and nursing. Citizens, to meet citizens in their need, and yet he is met with resistance, confusion, what can only be described as deliberate sabotage. How can a governor, a Reverend Father, not less, fail to respond to a courtesy call from a respected statesman, only for his ADC to conveniently become unreachable for days? And when a response finally comes, it is not a call, but a cold press release aimed at derailing a humanitarian mission. How many times have United Nations wants to come to Nigeria? Nigerian government tells them no. This is not just disorganized. It reeks of political pettiness and an utter disregard for the lives and well-being of Nigerians suffering in these ID camps. But let me ask, is this what we are becoming in Nigeria? A nation where genuine acts of compassion are blocked by power games and inflated egos, where every good deed is viewed with suspicion, and every step taken to uplift the forgotten people of Nigeria is treated as a political threat. Shame on anyone who had a chance or a hand in frustrating this P2B's mission of hope. Shame on the system that makes such madness possible. And shame on the mindset that sees compassion as competition. That is my personal reaction to all of this. Now, let me quickly get you the reaction of this governor so that you start understanding where my anger is premised on. The reaction of this governor, straightforwardly, he started talking about Anambra people being hungry. Don't enter Benue without my knowledge. I can't guarantee your safety. But then, I will tell you something, Reverend Father Alia. You did not block P2B, you blocked hope. Help, financial and emotional support mean for your people, for humanity. Now, the governor of Benue State, having blocked this entry, is a man who once stood on the altar preaching love and compassion. Is a man sitting who now uses his political power to shut the doors of kindness to his own people. Is this the same Reverend Father Alia who once preached about helping the poor and showing mercy? How do you stand before God and justify denying suffering citizens a visit that could have brought hope, support, and aid to them? The ID camps are not campaign grounds. If I remember, they are not people abandoned by the system. They are people struggling to survive on each day. Dear Governor Alia, you did not just block P2B, you blocked the food, the relief, the financial support, the empathy, the emotional comfort that will have reached the hands of those who need it the most. You blocked God's blessing from reaching your own people. If truly you are still a man of God, then your conscience should judge you. You owe the people, especially those in the IDP camps and that nursing school, an apology, not for politics, but for humanity. And about you talking about Anambra State and the people being hungry in Anambra State, it is really unfortunate. I cannot see any IDP camps in Anambra State. And Anambra people did not tell you that they are poor or they cannot feed. And if you must know, P2B had visited different nursing schools in Anambra State and had made his donations. Nobody stopped him. He has ventured into different states who had this same issue, donated buses, money, food, and all of that. So, you're talking about Anambra State today that you should go back and feed these people. I need to remind you that just last night, there were cry and anxiety in Plateau State. And the governor could not protect his own people. Well, let me just take a few minutes to reflect in this very our broken system. Nigeria is trapped in a doom where broken system, weak institutions, and short-term thinking stall real progress. And INEC is a prime example. We do not fix it, the cycle continues, because it's this same INEC that brought in Reverend Father Alia in the first place. People trusted him as a man of God. Let's get the reaction of people on this very issue. We have Osinachi here who says that a state governor openly saying he can't guarantee the safety of a prominent politician visiting for courtesy and to see those in IDPs. So who exactly is safe in that state? What kind of country are we building like this? This is from Osinachi Noah. Let's take another one more. We have this one from Stephen Peter Obi, USA. He said, this is extremely provocative and unbecoming of a purported reverend father and governor of a state under terrorist siege. Benue State has suffered in the hands of this pretender Reverend Father, turned political jobber. Everything is not politics. If he does not care about the IDPs, allow people who does to help the poor people, who are unfortunate to call you their hopeless governor, for Christ's sake. This is from Stephen. Now, let me remind us about what we are talking about. Last night, in the district of Yakubu Gowon, another massacre. Again, the people of Bokos are still not, they have not yet come back. They are still being terrorized. But let me give you an example of what is really going on across Nigeria. Let's listen to the people that these things affect, where they were burying, doing mass burial of their own people, that were massacred, said to be allegedly by herdsmen. What are our security people doing? If Reverend Father, who is a governor, who is the chief security officer of a state, cannot protect his people, cannot even protect a visiting person, who wants to go to Benue State if he bars everybody from going to Benue State? Let's take a listen on the one of Plateau. Then we'll come back. And then we will now go to comment section, please, while we listen to the people who are burying their dead over there. Go to comment section. Tell us your thoughts about this. Tell us what you think. Do you think that if we fix INEC, we would have fixed Nigeria? Please go there. And there should be a link for the petition that we are bringing up through the Mandate 4 platform, so that people can sign up to do what? For the petition to fix INEC, and we fix Nigeria. Let's take a listen to the people who are obviously mourning, burying their dead. We'll come back now.
Yesterday night, while our people were vigilant and also taking note of their surroundings, around about 12, after 12, we discover some militiamen known as headsmen who invaded Zike, Kimakpa community in Kol district of Irigwe Chiefdom, Basa local government area. They started shooting, they burnt houses, they macheted people, and as I speak, we have recovered about 51 dead bodies on ground. And then we are still searching. I will not say that is the end, but we are still searching on other corpses around the bushes. And that is the situation of what happened. So Fulani headsmen invaded this community, killed and macheted the Irigwe people. I am telling you, the situation is very disheartening, very sad to see. If you turn your camera to look at women, children, aged crying, you will yourself, even as journalists, also join in shedding tears, because the situation is bad. To say a single attack, over 50 people have been killed, honestly speaking, is one of the kind that we have never had in this nation. Honestly, as a nation, we are sad by this event, and honestly, something needs to be done to put a halt to this.
Fulani people have been killing us in this our community, and several times they will come and attack us. We Irigwe people have never gone to their Ruga to attack them. So they have been coming and be killing every time. We are tired of this killing. We are tired of this killing. Enough is enough. Our children are dying. Our mates are dying. Our husbands are dying. Our crops have been raised down by this Fulani hitman. So we are tired. Enough is enough. From last year, if I will give you the account of women that lost their husband, we have about 570-something women that Fulani people killed their husband. We have so many widows and orphans in this community. So we are tired. This thing enough is enough. We want Fulani people to stop doing all this thing that they are doing to Irigwe people. We don't want them again. There are several times that they will call us for peace talk. Well, after peace talk, another thing will come out. After peace talk, another thing will come out. Last week we have peace talk with with sector. We talk about this peace something, but see what happened yesterday again. We lost so many people that we have never account of them. We have never seen some of our people again.
We have passed several motions. We have called on the state government to these ugly incidents. We have profound solutions. We have asked that these settler campuses of security should be opened in border states, you know, so that they will be able to be proactive whenever there's an incident like this. When there are border security across state levels, they can be able to handle situations like this. When they had a gunshot, not necessarily must be a call. These are rural areas. If we are far from the security, before the security will arrive, I think disaster must have occurred that we cannot measure. So we have called on the state government, and in fact, even we have cried even with the federal government.
So these are just a few of the incidents that are just happening yesterday, and some, as we are speaking, people are being buried in different areas or between the Benue state and the Plateau state. Now, like I said earlier, for us to fix Nigeria, we have to start fixing INEC. And that is a project that we have to look up to for 2027. Without fixing INEC, we will not be able to fix Nigeria. If you agree, please go to the comment section and give us your thoughts. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a like. Share the video. But take a listen to one of our founders of the Mandate 4, who spoke exclusively about fixing INEC and fixing Nigeria. And do not fail to go to the link provided at the description of this very video, at the comment section precisely, so that you can, you know, sign up the petition wherever you are in Nigeria. And this very petition is something about amending, one, the Constitution of the Federal Republic, and also amending the Electoral Act of 2022. And all gears towards making sure that every vote must count. So if you are watching me live, or if you are watching me later, please, if you believe that your vote should count, do sign up on that very petition wherever you are. And then we'll take it off from there. The amendments requested through the National Assembly is already with them. So we are working with your petitions, and we're looking at about 5 million. We are over 200 million. We can do it. Let's take a listen to Century Farrell.
Like me, you're tired. You've given up on this nation because you protest, nothing happened. You vote, nothing happened. You shout on Twitter, nothing happened. The truth is that there is a system behind it. We are currently trapped in a loop that we cannot break. I call that loop the electoral doom loop. That loop starts with rigged elections. So you go to vote, the vote will not count because they will rig it, right? Now, they rig it, what happens? Corrupt politicians use that rigged system they've done to enter into power. The corrupt politicians enter into power, what happens next? They deliver bad governance because they don't owe you anything. They deliver bad governance, policies that don't represent you, steal our money. What happens? Suffering and hardship. We all suffer, things get bad, things get worse. What happens? You become tired, you say your vote does not count, nothing you do happens, and they know it. They will repeat again. Every year it keeps on going. Every 4 years, every whatever, it keeps on going. You need to break this loophole. And to break this loop, there are two things you can do to break this loop, because that's the thing that is holding us down. The first, we have to go to the beginning. We have to destroy the rigged election system. And there are two things you can do. The first thing you can do is you can sign up to become a Citizens Vote Election Protection Volunteer. It means that you're going to be trained on how to forensically capture an election from the beginning to the end of an election, because they hide under the charade of 200-something thousand polling units to do their fraud, and citizens cannot track all of that. We're going to track it. 5 million plus of us. You'll be trained on how to really track it and capture it. So that way, they know that we have the data, we have the information, and we can use that to hold them accountable. Two, There are over 20-page amendments that we've come up with that contains some of the things that needs to be passed in our Constitution and Electoral Act. The Senate is currently reviewing the Electoral Act and the Constitution. And so you can sign a petition today to tell them that, hey, I want you to implement these amendments into the Constitution. 5 million of us move from complaining and saying that we want to break the circle. Then we cannot have a situation whereby things become better. Do something today. Let's break the electoral doom loop.
Join the active citizens and become somebody who is a volunteer on this very particular issue. Fix INEC, you fix Nigeria, basically. Thank you, Century Favor, for even bringing this out. So many people have talked about, stop the protest and all of this. This is a silent protest. If you go on the street, it does not work. So you voted, they rigged it. The wrong leaders won. And we're saying enough is enough. Look at what is happening. Is it not disheartening? This one of Benue State that we're talking about today. Do you really think that is the will of the people that Reverend Father should be there in the first place? Let's, talk all about this. It is time to break the electoral doom loop. Nigeria's electoral system is broken. Job scarcity, high cost of living, bad governance will stop unless we act. Sign the petition. The link is there. Fixinec.org. And when you also go there, you can be able to click a link that will show you the amendment that is sought that have been forwarded to the National Assembly. So please let us join hands. There is something you can do. Nigeria is not failing because we lack potential. We are failing because the best minds, thinkers, doers, and nation builders have stayed away from politics. The time to act is now. Wherever you are, Nigeria is waiting for leaders like you. And application for the class of 2026 is now. So let's just, get this out so that people will understand that there is a silent move that will shape 2027. And I will tell us that, as Century Favor says here, that INEC is planning 2027 elections already. National Assembly is ignoring the key issues like vote buying and INEC's independence. Will you be there and stay silent and say it does not concern you? All what you need is to sign the petition. Fix INEC now. That is what you need to do. Take action. That is as much as we take. We will come your way again and we'll continue saying the same thing as we bring the trending issues in Nigeria. Please go to the comment section, sign the petition, like this video, share the video, and make sure it goes viral so that other people who does not know will know. But most importantly is the fact that we want volunteers at the polling unit level. We want volunteers at the ward level. We want volunteers at the local government level so that our petition will have over 5 million that will go into the National Assembly. If you wish to see your vote count on IREV at the same moment you voted, sign this petition now. Thank you as you do so. Until in the evening. Bye.
That there is an ongoing consultation for the appointment of key executive officers of INEC ahead of 2027 elections. Do you know that INEC has set up a committee to plan the 2027 elections? They are currently drafting the 2027 election planning documents. Do you know that there is an ongoing debate in the National Assembly for electoral reforms in the following areas: electronic collection and transmission of results, creating a commission for voters registration and regulation of political parties, resolving presidential election petition disputes before the oath of office of the president. governance. All these are infinitesimal. Are you amazed that key areas critical for transparency, accountability, and preventing fraud, such as vote buying, politicalization of electoral bodies, are being neglected? Join Mandate 4. Sign our petition, share our videos, support our call for electoral reform. My name is Dr. Damian Atta, research consultant. Thank you.
Is failing, not because we lack potential, but because we lack the right leadership. For decades, the wrong people have controlled our politics. Unqualified, incompetent, and corrupt, they have turned public office into personal wealth, weakened our institutions, and left citizens in poverty and despair. The result? A country overflowing with talent, but ruled by mediocrity. Policies that do not serve the people. Elections that do not reflect the will of the voters. A government that does not work for its citizens. But here's the truth. The best of us, the thinkers, the doers, the nation builders, have stayed away from politics. If you're watching this, you are part of Nigeria's competent, educated, values-driven elite. You've built businesses, led teams, solved problems. Yet, you've been told politics is dirty, that it's not for people like you. That is the lie that keeps Nigeria trapped. Who should lead if not the best of us? Who will reform our broken system if the competent authorities refuse to step in? This is why we're calling on you, technocrats, professionals, innovators, disruptors, to step up and replace the compromised ruling class. We know politics is tough. We know the barriers seem impossible to overcome. That's why you need the SPPG Advantage, an unconventional curriculum. Learn from seasoned policymakers, political strategists, and governance experts who will give you the roadmap to navigate Nigeria's complex political system. A powerful network.
Here to invite you to join us in advocating for urgent electoral reform and the critical need to fix INEC. We are Mandate 4, a nation-building civic sector dedicated to promoting good governance. Currently, Mandate 4 is running a project called Fix INEC, through which we are actively advocating for electoral reforms. Through our research, we have identified a pattern called the electoral doom loop. The key question is, how does electoral doom loop affect you today? The doom loop begins with rigged election. Citizens turn out to vote, but at the end, their votes do not count. Rigged elections paves the way for emergency of corrupt politicians. The direct consequence of this is poor policies and bad governance, ineffective policies that fail to tackle unemployment and worsen job scarcity. The leaders implement bad policies because they know that they do not need your vote to stay in power. The ripple effect is suffering and hardship across all sectors of the economy, including the rising cost of food, unstable electricity and high tariff, expensive healthcare. Another consequence is that people lose hope in the system, which is part of the loop. The ultimate impact, the circle continues and nothing changes. We call on you that the only way to break the loop is to take action. Join Mandate 4, sign our petition, volunteer as a citizen advocate. Together, we can fix INEC, fix Nigeria, and secure a better future.
You are tired. I too am tired. You've shown up. You voted. You've done your part. And what happened? It felt like it didn't matter. And now you're asking yourself, why bother? Why should I care? What difference does it make? I'm not here to sugarcoat it. The system is broken. But if we give up now, we'll leave our future in the hands of those who broke it. That's why I'm asking you to join me. Join other Nigerians in the Fix INEC Fix Nigeria campaign. At Mandate 4, we have a project, 2027, that's currently ongoing. In that project, we have a campaign called Fix INEC, Fix Nigeria. And what we've done is that we've created tools, reports, resources, and everything you need to take action. Will you act? The choice is yours, and the future is ours. Visit mandate4.org/Fix INEC to learn how your little voice, your little light can spark change.